The University of Northwestern Ohio, offering rare access to professional racing through a unique curriculum, propels young men and women into the fiercely competitive world of motorsports. Those careers start right here. Mind, character, physical ability. Motorsports U, the art of educating all three.
The UNOH program has been fantastic, not only for the fast track racing team, but this whole garage area. The needs in this garage are extra hands and bodies, and UNOH has provided quality kids where they can come in and learn about racing, and it makes both programs, I've never seen such a win-win program in this garage.
I graduated in November of '09 with a associate's degree from automotive high performance. CDL, I got there too, and a diploma in alternate fuels. I got hired a week after I graduated, which is kind of cool, and I wasn't going to turn it down either. I mean, what Danny Gill's our owner, what he gave me the opportunity to do, this is what I wanted to do.
I live up at the school in one of the dorms, and I go home on the weekends, and I got the email, and I thought, this is a really awesome opportunity, just to even just see how they do everything if you don't, get the job or whatever. And so we went over there and we waited. Actually, the night before, I went over there at 11:30 and the meeting was 8 in the morning. And so we waited around and we got in, and they took the first 18 guys that showed up and went from there. I got the call last Monday. So.
Mine, hands down, was winning the pole at Talladega last year. Hands down. We qualified first, had a great race, ran up front the whole race. It was, we've been wanting to do this since I was 5 years old, and there we are leading the pack, so that was awesome.
Yeah, you never put into perspective what you do until the end of it, and just the fact that I'm 20 years old, entering my 3rd year in a national touring sport, and I've lived my dream, and I could lose it all today with no regrets at all. That's just the best thing about it.
The UNOH drivers and pit crews are really performing well here at the Dirt Car Nationals. Steven Schnapp winning his heat race, and Skylar Neri fighting back from a collision to make a great showing. Then the rains came and washed out all the action in the middle of the week, leaving only 2 days to qualify for the Gator Nationals Championship. For Steven and Skylar, this will be the last time to drive cars for the University of Northwestern Ohio.
Yeah, this is actually my last race for the school. I don't know how I feel about that. It's kind of nice to have a free ride and everything, but it's nice to move on also, do my own thing.
There's a lot of work and adjustments to be made to get 8 UNOH cars into the finals.
You need to pull that forward. Push that one back.
The biggest piece of advice that I would give the students is, if you're going to do it hard. Be involved in it. And I think that's one great thing about this racing program is these kids want to be here. And since they want to be here, they're really tuned in. They're getting the ultimate, some people would consider this a fantasy. There are people that go, man, can I go to the racetrack, and how much do I have to pay to go? And these kids are here, and they're involved in the real deal. So my advice was, you're here, do it all the way, go hard, and that's what everybody does, that wants to aspire to be really good at something.
Now that should put more what in it, what you just did.
That's gonna put more rear in.
Does it?
Yeah, we're almost. I did
A little more, Mark.
Another one. Another one. All right. Hey, different.
In 1991, I sat on the board of a group called SEMA, Specialty Equipment Market Association, and two gentlemen were with me in a casual conversation. A gentleman named Harry Hibbler, who was publisher of Hot Rod Magazine at the time, and another gentleman named Chuck Blum, who was president of SEMA. In a casual conversation, we came up with the need for a high-performance motorsports program. There were a couple schools that just did onesies, maybe engine building or something, but there wasn't a regionally accredited program. So in 1991, I brought the thought back and to the faculty of the University of Northwestern Ohio, and in 1992, we rolled out the very first high-performance motorsports program in the world. So I'm pretty proud of that. From 92 till now, it's grown, and it's been duplicated, but not as good as ours. But it's grown to where the students actually race, such as here at Volusia, Daytona, Bristol, all over. So really proud of where it's come from to where it's at.
I'm Brandon Zeal. I'm from Cortez, Colorado. Going to the University of Northwestern Ohio for my Bachelor's in Business Administration as well as Associates in High Performance Automotive. What actually made me choose UNOH was it really came down to tuition. I was looking at other schools and out-of-state tuition really got kind of ridiculous. Looking at UNOH, and it's affordable. Every class I've had hasn't had more than 20 students, so that's been really nice. Had some good one-on-one time with my instructors. Just a really great learning experience, really.
Stephen Schnapp is the first student on track to qualify. It looks like his car is fast, but handling a tad bit loose. Coming out of turn 4, he hits the wall. You can tell from the sparks coming from the car that he's broken something. It will be up to the crew to make fast repairs to the car and get him running in time for heat number 1. So Stephen will have to do much of the work himself if he wants to make the heat.
When they put their minds to do anything they want to do, they'll get it done. That's one thing I've learned about these students, and Paul Higgins and Kevin Frishy, they're right on top of it. They know what to do, where to do it, and what to direct the students to do, and they're ready to go. They're ready to do this thing, and we're going to be looking forward to that feature.
Well, when you hit the wall on the front stretch, you bent a rib bar on the rear suspension that we got to get replaced. Get the rear end back in alignment. The crew chiefs on the cars are picked for that position for a lot of different reasons. Their knowledge of the cars, their communication skills between the drivers, the crews, and the team members. We put a lot, I think the crew chief probably has more work they're responsible for than the driver. The crew chiefs, they have to sit down, do a lot of paperwork and data recording for us. By tonight, they'll probably stay up half the night getting all that organized by tomorrow. So we ask them questions, they got the feedback. It's a good deal. I'm really happy with the position where everybody's at right at the moment.
The bad thing is our team's all spread real thin, so I only got 2 guys on the car. If I can help, I'll try to help as much as I can, but I also got to try and keep myself focused for the races. Right now I'm pretty hyped up after, I made a mistake. The track was wet in practice, and now we're coming back. We're going to get another chance. So right now I'm just trying to stay focused, and Kevin and Josh are doing an awesome job keeping the car ready to go out and race. So I don't know. I mean, we'll see.
Well, we had some troubles right off the start, but we got all the broken parts replaced and we got the car set up the way we want it. We're hoping the track slicks off just a little bit more. And we went down on stagger, put harder tires on, and we should be all set.
Exposure is everything for the school, and being able to sponsor all these big races and get us in front of all the NASCAR crew members and crew chiefs and even car owners, stuff like that, and having them see us work and hopefully performing well, I mean, that's everything. That's going to potentially lead to a job or a career someday, and you just want to perform as best as you can in front of them.
We see the #1 car, and this is another one of those young men that's piloting for the University of Northwestern Ohio. Skylar Nari in the #1, and this young man has had a ball since he's been down here. He's enjoyed his entire time.
Skylar Nari has had a great season as driver for the UNOH Motorsport team, bringing the school their first feature win by a student at Limaland. He has worked to make the car better all week and is fighting to make the Gator Championship. This will be his last opportunity to drive the #1 modified car for the University of Northwestern Ohio. But what a great season for Skylar.
Early in the season, we had a lot of difficulty with Skylar adjusting to the track and the conditions out there. And we went through a lot of rough nights of trying to reinvent the wheel with him, it seemed like. As he progressed through the season, he got better, he got more consistent, and he actually garnished a first win for the modified team at the end of the season. He did a wonderful job as a student throughout the classes he was taking, and he progressed there as well. So we're not only trying to build just an individual as a race driver or an individual as a team member, we also have to build individuals that are going to go out in society and represent the university and their education that they garnish from here.
Now that the track's slicking off, it's losing bite right through the center off. Is it? Yeah. Like compared to the end, I was coming in high and cutting her down to the bottom. Yeah. As soon as I got a little bit off the bottom, the thing just started skating up top, and I couldn't stay in the gas as much as I wanted to. All right. Other than that, it was good. It turned good. It was good.
We're involved with Bristol Motor Speedway now for NASCAR, Martinsville Speedway, and Charlotte Motor Speedway. So we're now not just at Daytona, we're at 4 other tracks, cup tracks, where our students are going and racing the cars, crewing the cars. So we're expanding this opportunity not only to happen in Florida in February during Speed Weeks, but also through the year at other NASCAR tracks and opportunities for our students to get involved.
Experience the University of Northwestern Ohio College of Technologies.
Well, I strongly recommend the University of Northwestern Ohio to just about anybody that has a desire to get in this automotive industry. A lot of places teach the very high end of the all-out racing thing, and very rarely are you ever going to be able to use that. But here, the knowledge that the students gain can be carried forth into whichever direction they go once they graduate. So I don't think I've ever seen a more well-rounded program than they have here at the university.
Oh, you ask any racer, you're never going to have enough horsepower. I think our engine program is a very, very reliable, good power producing program, and we're not eating up parts with it. That's a big part of it. You can go out here with all the horsepower in the world, but if you're blowing motors every third race you're at, that's crazy. We want our stuff to live, stay a viable piece throughout quite a long duration. So, very happy. Horsepower, I'm sure there's a lot of guys who got more than. There's probably some that we have less than. But it's still a matter of getting it to the ground and making the car move forward. Horsepower is nothing more than a number, and numbers don't get you the winning spot in the race. A lot of things have to fall in there.
In the 129, and of course T-Bone Tony Anderson in the number 22.
4 UNOH cars in heat #1, so the odds are stacked pretty good that some of those drivers will transfer and make the college proud.
And Schnapps has just given up the transfer spot to Jeff Babcock in turn 4. Babcock grabbed it. Now check that. That's going to be Todd Neuheis
racing, man.
Because I was going up to the top so I could get a run coming off 4 right underneath them, and you pulled up beside me.
My car got really fast on the bottom those last 5 laps there.
I was fast up top. I didn't even know it. But
I kind of wish you'd have stayed up there myself.
That's fun.
Good race, man. Nice job.
Steven was a very good driver to start with, and he only got better as the season went on. He had a couple bumps in the road, as everybody does. Steven, I really hope to see him get a driving seat in a professional job somewhere. He's a hell of a driver, and he needs to get an opportunity to get out and let that be seen by other people. Our cars are all together. Everything's fast. We've proven our viability. We're fast. The guys know what they're doing, and at that point you only get faster and quicker. Now you just focus on the fine-tuning, getting things better. Very pleased with the whole team, what they did today. A lot of work to get all our bugs worked out from last night, get things back together. Everything's still together. We're in a perfect spot right now. We just move forward to the next level. The way you do that is just tweak on them, make them a little bit better. And with that, experience in the drivers comes too. Great.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna. You know, it depends. It's wherever I can pass. The car's good up top. It's good on bottom now. I was struggling through the practice and through the heat race, and I think now we got the car where it's quick. I can go to the top and get around people. I can go to the bottom and get around people. So I'm pretty much gonna try and take my time, pick them off one at a time, and kind of keep track on that board back there on the back stretch and see how many laps we got, and that'll be the deciding factor how much I push it.
Here comes the UNOH contingent. It'll be your leader rolling off for the turn 1, Jeff Babcock.
But take a look at this tussle for the transfer. Gerke continuing to keep the 26 planted on the outside. Todd Sherman holding court on the bottom. And here comes the 0-1. Steven Schnapps now looking to get into that competition in turn number 3. Up front, it's all still Babcock in 3.
Well, it's 3 cars wide again for the last transfer spot. Still Todd Sherman by a car length. Gerke on the outside, Schnapp on the inside. They'll attack him again in turn number 2. They're going to try and make a sandwich out of Todd Sherman.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, it's no fable right now that Sherman is really under attack. It is going to be the 0-1 of Steven Schnapps, and the outside still Gerke. And this has enabled Tom Hagberg now. He's coming back to life with Garrett Stewart through turn 4.
But the battle for the final transfer spot. And caution comes out on lap 7. Flip-flop game, and we've got flip-flop positions up front. The UNOH dominates the top 4 positions, 7 and 3 to go.
Babcock, Sherman, Schnapps, and Anderson. Those are the top 4. The educators, as the students make their way to turn number 4. Up front, Babcock once again set sail through turn number 1. Here's a little tussle now. Some in-classroom fighting with Steve Schnapps and Todd Sherman over in turn 3.
Well, Tony Anderson has yet to make the big dance, but in a roundabout way tonight, he may get in. They're both attacking Sherman. 3 wide down the back stretch into 3. Something's got to give over in that third corner. Schnapp has the advantage. Anderson the third. Right in the air, 1 to go. Babcock still in command.
All this behind a very strong Jeff Babcock here tonight. No problem at all now for the number 52 car as he opens up a nice 5-car length advantage over in turn 3 and still stops in second.
Final lap, it's Jeff Babcock leading, and Anderson's going to fall short. It's been a long distance run around for him that's going to come up 1 position short in the checker.
Steven has represented the school very well as driver in the UNOH number 01 modified car.
There's a little spot where you get there's like a little ridge coming off. Hey, get around. Hey, yeah, bud. You too. You're in too, aren't you?
Barely. I seen you move up one more groove down there.
It was awesome up there.
I know, but
no one was running there.
I couldn't do what you were doing where your car would pivot, turn, go forward. Mine would just stay.
I was trying to keep my car straight as I could and just barely miss their quarter panel, and I'd pick it up right there. And where they're chopping right in the center, I just kind of keep my momentum rolling.
Yeah, no, you were getting off there good. You had forward drive. We were just.
Did you feel that little ledge there? Right under, like as you come to that tire, there's a little ledge. If you hit it just right, you could ride it almost like a cushion.
Oh yeah. We were sitting there.
You know what I said?
You had him on the inside right before that caution. I'm like, oh no, because now he knows you're coming on the inside.
What I thought maybe you'd do is when you're rolling around here under caution, go up
to the top, pull up beside him, and act like you're trying to make a path on the outside so that he thinks you're going up top, and then go underneath.
What I was trying to do is go in on the backside, up top, and then get him running so I could dive under him coming off and just beat him into one. Well, as soon as I come up to the top, there's a dude wheeled up underneath me. I'm like, oh, well, that's it. Here we go.
Yeah. You had no choice, but you did what you did.
It worked.
Good job, Steven.
It's awesome. We all got a chance now to kind of lock ourselves into the A main for the Gator Nationals. So hopefully, you know, we can stay out of trouble, and I think everybody's going to be quick enough to get locked in. I don't know. We'll see. A couple of us, me and Skylar, are starting deep, so I don't know. We got to kind of take our time, and hopefully we can get up there and get ourselves locked into Monday night's race.
Next week on Motorsports U, UNOH students compete to become the new drivers and crew chiefs for the 2010 University of Northwestern Ohio Racers Motorsports team.
Well, what I expect out of the Motorsports team when we're done with Volusia is all the new students get to join the team. So they'll have new tryouts, we'll have new drivers, and we'll go back to square one, bumping and banging, and them learning the ropes at Lima Land and Eldora, and then they'll be down here next year, hopefully veterans and doing better than when they started, just like Steven and Skylar did their first year. So it's a constant progression of we're going to have new team members, new drivers, and that's what makes it exciting, something fresh every year.